This is the live of Médiuns Book, chapter 24, and 262 test. The number of the test is 262. Distinguishing between good and evil spirits. One moment that I will use Google to some pronouns only. I have doubt with evil. Evil, good and evil spirits, okay? The name of the test today is the distinguishing between good and evil spirits. This is right? Evil. And distinguishing. Distinguishing between good and evil spirits. Okay, if the perfect in the identification of spirits is in many cases a secondary, unimportant issue, the same cannot be said concerning the distinction between good and evil spirits. We may be different as to their individuality, but never their quality. Individuality can be indifferent, but not quality. In every instructive communication, this is the point upon which we must concentrate our attention, since only it can provide us with a measure of confidence that we can put in the manifesting spirit, no matter what name it has assumed. Other doubt, assumed. Assume. Okay, assume is it's near Portuguese. Assume. Since only it can provide us with a measure of confidence that we can put in the manifesting spirit, no matter what name it has assumed. Is the spirit who has manifested itself good or evil? To what degree of the hierarchy does it belong? That is the crucial question. I think crucial, I don't know, crucial. Crucial. As we have stated, we judge spirits by their language in the same way as we do people. Let us suppose that a man receives 20 letters from persons he does not know. By their style, ideas, and numerous characteristics, he will be able to tell which are educated and which are uneducated, which are polite or impolite, superficial, profound, frivolous, proud, serious, sentimental, etc. The same applies to spirits. We should regard them as a noun, paying pause, and ask ourselves what we would think of their knowledge and character of they stated or wrote such things. We can state as an invariable rule without exception that the language of spirits always corresponds to their degree of evolution. Let me see other pronouns. Corresponds. That the language of spirits always corresponds to their degree of evolution. Truly high order spirits do not limit themselves to saying only good things, but they say them in terms that absolutely exclude any trivialness. No matter how good statements may appear to be, if they are stained with a single expression of low quality, it provides us with an unquestionable sign of inferiority, and even more so if the communication offends social values because of its grossness. Language always reveals its origin, whether by thought or by form. Thus, even if a spirit wanted to deceive us with its pretended superiority, we would only have to converse with it for a while to discern its true character. Benevolence and kindness are also essential attributes of purified spirits. Benevolence and kindness. They don't feed hate toward humans or other spirits. They don't feed hate toward humans or other spirits. They pit weakness and criticize error, but always with moderation and without bitterness or animosity. If we believe that truly good spirits can want only what is good and say good things, we must conclude that everything in the language of spirits that denotes a lack of benevolence and kindness cannot have come from a good spirit. Intelligence is far from being a sure sign of moral superiority because intelligence and morality don't always develop in tandem. I never see tandem. I never see this. I never saw this word, tandem. Tandem.
Tandem. Tandem.
Hamden. Whoa, Hamden. I never would imagine developing Hamden. Intelligence is far from being a sure sign of moral superiority because intelligence and morality don't always develop in tandem. A spirit can be good, kind, and of limited knowledge, while an intelligent and educated spirit can be quite inferior morally. It's generally believed that in questioning the spirit of someone who had been knowledgeable in a certain specialty while on earth, one will more surely obtain the truth. It's generally believed that in questioning the spirit of someone who had been knowledgeable in a certain specialty while on earth, one will more surely obtain the truth. This would seem logical, but nonetheless, it's not always the case. Experience has shown us that scholars, as much as other men and women, and especially those who left the earth a short time ago, are still under the control of the prejudices of their corporeal life and are not prejudices. I don't know the pronounce. Prejudices. Experience has shown us that scholars, as much as other men and women, and especially those who left the earth a short time ago, are still under the control of the prejudices of their corporeal life and aren't immediately free of a theorizing mind. It's also the case that, influenced by the ideas that had nourished and provided them with glory during life, they see things with less clarity than we might suppose, because they are still under the control of the prejudices of the earth. However, we don't state this principle as a rule, far from it. Later, we only warn that this may happen and that as a result there is scholarliness as humans isn't always a guarantee of their infallibility as spirits. Spirits are humanity out of body. We our spirits, we have various degrees of knowledge. How we can see in body, we will see out of body. In more cases. Scholarliness. This, let me see the pronounce. Scholarliness. Is this? Scholarliness. I don't know it's right. Scholarliness. Scholarliness. It's right. Scholarliness. As human is not always a guarantee of their infallibility as spirits. By submitting all communications to rigorous examination, probing and analyzing their ideas and expression as if we were appraising a literary work, rejecting without hesitation everything that is contrary to logic and common sense, and everything that belies the character of the spirit who claims to be manifesting, we will be able to discourage deceptive spirits who will thus withdraw, since they will be convinced that they cannot deceive us. We can make this with fakes too. We will repeat that this is the sole means, but it's nevertheless infallible. For no evil communication can bear up under rigorous criticism. Good spirits are never offended at such examination, because they have nothing to fear, and they themselves have counseled us to proceed in this manner. Since they have everything, make this. They themselves have counseled us to proceed in this manner. Counseled. I think I counseled. Counseled. Counsel. counsel us to proceed in this manner. Counsel us. They themselves have counseled us to proceed in this manner. Counsel. Conselho. Vem de conselho em português. Only evil ones are offended and try to dissuade us, since they have everything to lose. An attitude that proves who they really are. Here is the advice that St. Louis has given on the matter. No matter how legitimate the trust that the directing spirits of your works may inspire in you, there is a recommendation that can never be repeated too often, and which you must always bear in mind as you pursue your studies. Wait and analyze all the communications you receive, submitting them to the most rigorous control of reason. Whenever anything appears to be suspected, doubtful, or obscure, don't neglect asking for all the explanations needed to form your opinion. Let us sum up the means for recognizing the quality of spirits in the following principles. 1. There is no other criterion for discerning the worth of spirits except common sense. There is no other criterion. Any other formula toward this end, even if given by spirits themselves, it's absurd and couldn't have come from highly evolved spirits. And absurd and could not have come from highly evolved spirits. We judge spirits by their language and actions. Spirits' actions involve the sentiments they inspire and the counsels they provide. 3. Accepting the fact that good spirits. 2. We judge spirits by their language and actions. 3. Accepting the fact that good spirits can only say and do what is good. Then everything that is bad cannot have come from a good spirit. Then everything that is bad cannot have come from a good spirit. 4. The language of high order spirits is always noble, elevated, and dignified, without any mixture of trivialness. The language of high order spirits is always noble, elevated, and dignified. Dignified, without any mixture of trivialness. Trivialness. They state everything simply and modestly. They never boast, and they never make a show of their wisdom, of their position among the other spirits. The language of law, order, or ordinary spirits always contains some reflections of the human passions. Every expression that reveals law, character, self-importance, arrogance, boastfulness, or sarcasm is a sure sign of inferiority and deceitfulness. If the spirit presents itself using a respectful and venerated name, okay? If spirit presents itself using a respectful and venerated name, we must observe every expression that reveals law, character, self-importance, arrogance, boastfulness, or sarcasm is a sure sign of inferiority and deceitfulness. 5. We must not judge spirits according to the formality and correctness of their style, but must probe their inner character and analyze their words coolly and maturely, weighing them unhesitatingly. We must not judge spirits according to the formality and correctness of their style, but must probe their inner character and analyze their words coolly and maturely, weighing them unhesitatingly. Any absence of logic, reason, and prudence can leave no doubt as to a spirit's origin, whenever may be the name it used to adorn itself. The language, 6. The language of elevated spirits is always identical, if not in form, at least in substance. Their ideas are the same, whenever may be the time and place. Their ideas are the same, whenever may be the time and place. Their communications might be more developed or less, so depending on the circumstance, needs or easy of communicating. But they will never be contradictory. If two communications under the same name contradict each other, one of them is obviously apocryphal. The true one will be the one in which nothing belies the noun character of the personage. Between two communications signed by Saint Vincent de Paul, for example, one proclaiming unity and charity, and the other tending to show disharmony, no sane person could possibly be deceived. No sane person could possibly be deceived. 7. Good spirits only say what they know, keeping quiet or confessing their ignorance about what they don't know. Evil spirits confidently talk about anything without any regard for the truth. Every notorious scientific heresy, every principle that offends common sense reveals fraud, even though the spirit presents itself as being enlightened. Frivolous spirits are further recognizable. Frivolous spirits are further recognizable by their willingness to foretell the future and so specify the dates of physical events that we should not know about. Good spirits may enable us to have a presentiment, it's different, of future things when such knowledge is useful. This must be useful for lightness spirit. Presentiment of future must be useful, but they are never precise at the dates. They don't give dates. Any proclamation of an event to happen at a specific time, any proclamation of an event to happen at a specific time, it's an indication of fraud. Have persons, I will write because it's so important. People with anxiety are
People with anxiety are sometimes in the hands of people who have premonitions because people anxiously want to control the future, but this is often impossible. Anxious people who should look for doctors and get treatment so we don't look for fraudulent hands.
People with anxiety are sometimes in the hands of people who have premonitions because people anxiously want to control the future. But this is often impossible. Anxious people who should look for doctors and get treatment so we don't look for fraudulent hands. It's more or less this I have in Portuguese in other life. I hope this life would be so utile for you and for all. Have a nice week and a good day. Until the next.